And this is why he calls me the crazy plant lady. But can you blame me? Look at these beauties. And now you're probably thinking, Florina, what in the heck do plants have to do with health? So much. Hubby's calling me the crazy plant lady. I don't blame him. Look at my new addition. Okay, so this is going into my closet. I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. I forgot what it's called. Yucca something? I don't know. Super cute. It's gonna grow about another foot tall. We gotta repot everything. Then we have these four. The only one I know the name for, I think this is a snake plant. I forgot what else the names are, but these are the four top plants that purify the air. So they're really good for that reason. I wanna get more just because they're like pretty air purifiers, you know, and it has so many good benefits for you. I think they said you need 15 plants per 1,800 square foot home to keep it clean, like the air clean. So we need quite a few more. It's okay, I'm up for it. Oh, and rocks. I get them from, go to the dollar store and you can get these really like white crystallized ones, which are really cool. And it's only $1 for a whole baggie of them. They also have like these dark, smooth, blackish brown ones, which I do like those too. Hobby Lobby has quite a few, but these caught my eye because they have like a little sparkle to them. I don't know if you can make it happen. Okay. More. Ah, don't hurt my plant though. There you go. Okay, so just to show you guys really quick how we repot a plant. This one was in really rough shape. It looked terrible. I already cleaned off the leaves. It's a beautiful plant, but the soil was really bad, and you know, because the minute you watered it, it ran all the way through the bottom. It wouldn't actually be absorbed by the soil, so we had to completely remove it out of its pot completely. And we noticed it had a sister. It wasn't attached. We thought it was one big plant. It's actually two separate ones, which is awesome because now you get to pot both, and the bigger the pot, the more it'll flourish and grow. So woohoo, we got two for the price of one. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys quickly how I do this. By the way, yes, my daughter picked it out. Paw Patrol. In this one exactly, what's cool is once you buy a plant, you're gonna kind of know what mud you need just by touching it. If it's very lightweight and it's mossy, it doesn't stick to you like actual mud, then you know to buy the moss one, where it's actually very, the texture is very soft, almost like a powder. And then you'll have ones where they come with really heavy soil, and that's kind of like ground soil. And the reason for these two is, one, if your plant likes water a lot, this one is gonna need water. It likes a humid, moist environment. So because of that, I'm gonna mix the two because the outside one really stays wet. But there are plants that are not good, like they need to be dry and then you water them. If they're always wet, their roots get really weak. So for that reason, you wanna use the moss. But I'm gonna mix it because it's a little too heavy, and this one seemed like it had a mixture of soils.
You've been painting a lot.
Huh?
You've been painting
Oh, I've been painting all the pots. It's surprising how many ugly colored pots there are, but thankfully you splash on a coat of paint and they look amazing. And now you can add any type of rock you want. I'm going for a shiny black one just because this is known as the black, like burgundy leather leaf one. At times it looks black. So I thought that would be kind of a cool feature. I also add like white ones, which look pretty nice in all of them. You can be creative. There's blue and all that. I thought I would add it, but my heart goes to black and white. So there we have it. This is the small one. Now I'm gonna do the really big one. Besides the very obvious reason why I love plants, because of the cosmetic reason. I mean, look how gorgeous they are. They're super gorgeous. But number one thing is plants produce oxygen. We need oxygen. It takes care of carbon dioxide, which is what we breathe, which is actually not good for us to breathe back in. So it's like plants are your best friend. You breathe what they thrive on, and they give us what we thrive on. So that's the number one reason. But plants have a de-stressing, it de-stresses you, makes you more patient, but just the look of plants alone can calm a person, keeps noise out of the house. Something about their leaves make it like bounce off the leaves. So not too much outside noise will be heard if you have your house full of plants. But they clean the air, like even formaldehyde, which is like the worst poison in the air, they can clean that. It cleans things like paint chemicals, cleaning chemicals, things that you use that you may not know are actually really bad for you. It's just that the list goes on and on. It actually kills viruses from like cold and flu, so it keeps you from getting sick. If somebody does get sick, it kind of works like instead of spraying your house with aerosol, which is really, really bad for you, the plants clean the air. So a lot of health benefits, but I feel like you do grow patience with them. The bonsai, this middle guy, is where my love for plants began. It was the very first plant I ever got, and I almost lost it. Like, biggest mistake, well, obviously you live, you learn, but I placed it in the sun and it lost 90% of its leaves, and with patience, I helped regrow it. There's still new growth. You see like little leaves that are starting to pop out now, little baby ones. So it just keeps growing, and you kind of feel like accomplishment because you saved its life. Literally, you just saved the plant's life. And then I got this big old palm tree. And slowly you just start building up. Palm plants are actually very good at air cleaning. If you see these 3 plants here and this one, they're the best for air cleaning. This is a snake plant, a palm plant. I forget what this is called, but it has like a white flower. It's usually just solo white flower. You can find them at Home Depot. I don't remember the name, but it does clean the air very well. Bamboo cleans the air. The bamboo is #1, actually, and my husband didn't like it till I told him about it. He didn't care for bamboo, like, psh, who cares about bamboo? It is our bathroom flowers, you know, for the poopy in the air. No, I'm just kidding, but it's coincidental that it just works that way. But they're actually really neat because you don't need to put any mud. It's all just rocks, and you fill the water to the top, and every now and then you keep putting water because bamboo actually thrives in water, in rivers. So you don't need mud in this. It's really easy to set up. We bought these individually from Home Depot. You'll find them in like little tubes. So we have a couple of those. I put it in the guest bedroom because they're so easy to maintain. They're not gonna die on you right away. So super easy to maintain. We have these guys, if you're a beginner and you want something that's not gonna die on you, they're called fat plants. This is a cactus, but the rest of them are called fat plants. There's another name for them. I forgot the name. Sorry. They're succulents. There's a different soil for them. It's very dry and has rocks and stuff in it. But they're very sturdy plants. This is why this one specifically was made for the basement. Isn't that a cool box for it though? Yes, you can do a wood box. Actually, I'm gonna shut up in 2 seconds and show you guys a really quick. Wait, it wasn't a clip, it was photos. I'll show you photos on the side, what you have to prep a box for, because no holes on the bottom. Well, you put plastic, it could be a plastic bag, and then you have to fill it with pebbles, and what happens, like rocks, and what happens is when you water them, it will drain into the rocks instead of sitting in the soil and the roots being all soaking, and then your plant dies from overwatering. So it's kind of a cool thing. A lot of plants that don't have holes, there's a bunch of pebbles on the bottom to kind of create a drainage, but you learn how much to water some and how much not to. A quick detail, as you'll see, I have a lot of rocks in them. I highly recommend you don't play with rocks till you've learned the plant, because some plants, like these guys, super beautiful. They're known for their leather leaves. They look black, but they have a little bit of burgundy in them. They love water, but they don't want to sit in water. You pretty much got to waterboard them, but it needs to have a hole on the bottom so that the water can go completely through it. They like humidity, so you want to spray them every now and then. And you can water these a lot. You want to water them every time you feel the mud dry. Then you want to go ahead and water it. But there are plants like this palm tree that needs the soil to get dry. If you keep watering it, it's not good for it. It's too much water. Just like the money trees, they'll start, is it the money trees actually? No, it's not the money trees. It's actually these. If you overwater them, they'll start turning yellow, which people think that means they need more water, but it actually means that you're overwatering them. So you want to chill with the watering and chill with the fertilizer. Money trees, these guys, they're tough. I thought they would be super easy, but their leaves get burned very easily if they're in the sun. However, if they're not in the sun, then they start to just droop and they get into bad shape. So they need a moderate amount of sun, not direct sunlight, but sunlight coming into the room, if that makes sense. I mean, I thought they were low maintenance. They're turning out to be one of the higher maintenance plants. Weird. Bonsais, we got a couple. Actually, this one was a full one, and I split it in half and put it in a different pot. It wasn't thriving. It wasn't getting any new growth. And since I've split them up, there's a lot of new growth, a lot of little baby leaves coming in. I don't think you can grab it, but if you look closely, there's a lot coming. And that's another thing to consider. If your plant is not thriving, it's not getting bigger, it doesn't look in good shape, you need to change the pot to something bigger. That way it can grow. Like for instance, this cactus. Yes, this pot is way too big for this cactus, but I have a vision for it and I want it to be huge. And because now the roots can keep going and expanding down there, it can get bigger and bigger. But just like a fish, if you put it in a small tank, it won't grow very big. Same thing with plants. If you put it in a small, like these aren't expected to grow as much, but if I put this little guy in this one, it's gonna grow massive. So you have to consider that as well. That's why these have big pots, because I want them to grow very big. Now I got my husband into it too. He got himself a little bonsai. We'll show you a before photo, right? We will,
Video too.
A little video. We'll also show you once he's taken care of it. He really wanted his own, because I told him he needed one in the office. I did paint this pot for him because he was going for the, what is it, yin yang? Is that how you say it? Something like that. He wanted that. So I painted the pot like that. I did everything for him except the cutting of the tree and the sand because he had a vision, and it turned out really cute. So that's gonna be his little guy. We did transfer it from a small pot so that it can grow massive. We were gonna buy a big one, but it was like $80, and he's like, I think it would be so much fun to grow it myself. So I was like, okay, I would have just bought the big one. But if you want to do it, cool, go for it. So that's for him. This one is really cool. It's a new one, hence why I still have this. The only thing with this one is if you have pets that nibble on plants, it could be a little poisonous. It could also be a little poisonous for little kids. Could be, as in it's not entirely poisonous, and that's only if they eat it. So if you have pets that like to chew on things, don't do that. My daughter doesn't pay attention to my plants. She doesn't care. So I like this plant a lot. This one is beautiful, beautiful. It's a new one. It wants low light, but I'm convinced that it's wrong. See, sometimes the internet doesn't always tell you the right things, because when there's light, this has been in the sunlight, the leaves come up and they show their beautiful burgundy. It almost looks fake. Like, look at that. Oh, such a gorgeous plant. But every morning after there's no sun, all the leaves are like crying. They just look sad and depressed. So every time it's in the sun, it uplifts, even though it says it doesn't like light. It likes low light. This is called the medallion. Super beautiful. I've never seen it before, so I snatched it the minute I saw it. This is my yucca cane from my closet. Absolutely love it. It lasts long. It doesn't need too much care, too much maintenance, not too much water. So for that reason, I like it in that room. Aloe vera, low maintenance. I have gone for very long times without watering this because I put it in the corner of my room and I walk past it all the time and forget. It got huge. It used to be like, the whole thing used to be like this small leaf, like really tiny. Just keeps growing. Very low maintenance. Also an air cleaning plant. But if you cut off the leaves, they have antibacterial properties. It's like aloe vera, you know, the one you buy in the store, the jelly thing. Same thing. You cut one of those leaves and you get a bunch of gooey gel. Doesn't smell good though. Doesn't smell good, let me tell you. Especially this one for some reason. Remember when it broke? Oh my goodness, one of them broke and it smelled terrible. That's pretty much the sum up of the plants. I don't feel like I have that many. I feel like I zoomed through that really quickly. A lot of them are easy to maintain. The only ones that I find a little difficult would be, like I said, the money trees. The palm tree gets a little wacky sometimes on me. I just changed its pot, hoping that'll help it. The bonsais are actually not that much work. It was just a boo-boo I made, which made me have to fix it. But really, I don't even water it that much. So they're all easy. My fingers are just crossed for these guys because I've never had these plants before. but they've been thriving. And since I've changed this pot, because this one was in really rough shape when I bought it, but I knew it had potential, so it's been thriving. Okay, so now another thing, pots. That's a huge one. I didn't know that would be such a big challenge, but it is. A lot of these pots are painted due to the fact that they just have really ugly pots, like old people pots. I don't get it. I really don't. If you go to Home Depot, it's very few like that I bought that I kept the way they were. Which one? This one? I kept it as it was. I was even surprised to find it. And this guy. Everything else, huh?
No.
And this one, yes, this one too. But this one was like this really ugly green color, white. This one was, I don't even remember the color, and I don't want to remember the color. Super ugly. Painted this gray. We have a video?
I think so.
We painted this gray, white. This one was like a really metallic, shiny, super ugly, in my opinion. Painted that one white. This here was wood, and I would have kept it wood, but it was sticky. I didn't know why it was sticky. It was like the wood was oozing or something, so I had to seal it with the gray. I was fine with that. This is like a regular clay orange pot. Now, if you're on a budget, I would totally buy those and just paint them. They're super, super cheap. You can find a big, something like this that's already painted and finished will cost you close, minimum $19 all the way up to $30. This was $8, and just splash some paint on it and bam. This one I painted, but only halfway. This is what the pot looked like, and I just wanted to do like a half seas of white in there.
And then the Buddha.
And the Buddha was, well, you'll see. You'll see the before and after of the Buddha. Now it looks fresh, very fresh and clean. After I just discovered Menards, and they have way better selections. If you come here, I have not used these pots yet, but I did buy them because I was like, they're so cute. I could not find any dark pots, which is weird, like really dark gray or black. This is a cute marble one. Love it. Just plain white. Kind of feels like clay. And then you have a two-tone. It feels really nice. Like it gets hard, but it's smooth on the bottom. And right now is the best time to go because everything is like marked clearance because of summer passing. So I would definitely say go there first, because Home Depot will just make you shake your head. Myers will just make you shake your head. So yeah. Also, I'm pretty amazed that Amazon ships flowers. I thought it was really weird. The ones that are from Amazon, which I will link for you guys, is my yucca cane. Love it. These 4 best air cleaning ones, this one, this one, and this one, and that one, all 4 together came at like $60, I think. Pretty good shape for being shipped. All these I got online. They're actually pretty easy to ship because they're kind of sturdy ones. So I was pretty surprised about that. That's why I like online, because you can find things like, where was I gonna find a yucca cane, you know? I don't know. So for that reason, I'll link it for you guys. But yeah, this is my flowers. My plants, why did I call them flowers? My plants. They look like a lot, but once we put them all back, it's gonna look like I don't have any flowers. I think I'm just gonna leave them here, babe. Because they look so pretty, why not? Like this room probably has the best oxygen happening. We're gonna end the vlog here, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I wanted to get this one out for you guys because you guys have been writing me a lot on Instagram about it, since I did ask you guys for choices of plants, and I did buy quite a few. But yeah, I hope it was fun. It taught you a thing or two. I hope it taught you a thing or two. If you do have questions, write them below, because I do like to answer, especially in the first hour of posting the video. That is probably the easiest time to get back to you guys. So if you have a question within the first hour, do it. And I will answer it for you guys. Anyways, we'll end it here. If you loved it, #love it, give it a like. Be sure to be subscribed. Hit that little bell right by the subscribe button so you're notified every time I post a video. And until next time, bye guys.